The 2018 Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR Concept. Volkswagen has just showcased the Golf GTI TCR Concept, a model that will sit between the standard Golf GTI and Golf R as far as power is concerned. On top of an extra 45 horsepower over the standard GTI, the concept shows off an intriguing exterior look and an attractively upholstered cabin. The concept is set to become an official road-going model, despite its classification as a design study, by the end of 2018. As a model that's derived from motorsport and based on the TCR race car, it's quite likely the concept will end up being a special edition model, but it could wind up being the car that fills the gap between the standard Golf GTI and Golf R, two models separated by more than 60 horsepower. Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR Concept Exterior. At a glance, it would be hard to mistake the front end of this concept as anything but your standard Golf GTI. At a glance, it would be hard to mistake the front end of this concept as anything but your standard Golf GTI. Volkswagen even claims that it gave it a new fascia with a new front splitter. What that really means is that the lower lip of the front fascia is a little more pronounced and painted in a glossy black. It's the same story on the sides, where the side skirts have been emphasized a bit and bear the TCR logo, a nice touch but not exactly anything to write home about. The classic GTI honeycomb is plastered on the side, though, giving a nice touch of contrast. The final touches on the side profile include a pair of 18-inch Belvedere wheels in gloss black and those red brake calipers, but we'll talk more about those later. 19-inch wheels are optional, as is that honeycomb decal, so don't expect to get it without ponying up a little extra pocket change. Around back there is a little more going on, thanks to an all-new diffuser with 4 vertical fins. It also has a new pair of flanged-out chrome tailpipes and a nice overlay that is nearly identical to the insert on the front fascia. All told, the Golf GTI TCR concept is attractive, but it's not as good-looking as Volkswagen would have you believe if you didn't actually take a look for yourself. But there's a lot more to the concept than looks, so let's take a closer look at the interior. Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR Concept Interior. The interior got a little more treatment than the exterior, with the highlight, arguably being the new contrast layout on the sport seats. The interior got a little more treatment than the exterior, with the highlight, arguably being the new contrast layout on the sport seats. They get the flash red stripes in the center to go with red stitching. That red stitching is also found on the steering wheel, armrest, and gear shifter boot. Furthermore, the seats are wrapped in microfiber, the same material found on the shifter boot and door inserts. Finally, steering wheel gets the flat bottom and a 12 o'clock stripe on the top of the steering wheel. That's not all, though. The panel trim is illuminated in red for an extra bit of ambiance, and the doors project the TCR logo onto the ground when the doors are opened. Yeah, it's not as over the top as some of you might like, but it's quite a nice look over that of the standard GTI, and there's even more going on under the hood. So much so, actually, that it's enough to sway you to take that one step closer to Golf R territory without dropping the GTI badge. Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR Concept Drivetrain. The Golf GTI TCR Concept is powered by a 2.0-liter gasoline engine, but it's a bit more powerful than the engine found in the standard GTI. The Golf GTI TCR Concept is powered by a 2.0-liter gasoline engine, but it's a bit more powerful than the engine found in the standard GTI. We're talking about 290 PS or 285 horsepower, that's 45 horsepower more than the standard GTI and 20 horsepower less than the Golf R. It also delivers 370 nanometers 272 pound-feet of torque, all of which is shunted through a 7-speed, dual-clutch automatic transmission with a built-in locking differential. Off the production line, the car will be able to hit 250 km per hour, 155 miles per hour, but that's electronically limited and can be raised to as high as 264 km per hour, 164 miles per hour, if you're willing to pay for it. To help keep things cool, the Golf GTI TCR Concept, and the production model it represents, have 2 extra radiators. A high-performance braking system, as seen earlier thanks to those red brake calipers, are also derived from the TCR racecar and will help the hot little hatch come to a stop effortlessly. In other words, don't try to brake with your left foot. Those calipers will have the pleasure of squeezing perforated discs as well, which should help keep the brakes a bit cooler when being put through the paces on the track. If you're one of those guys who really likes to go to the track, you can also opt for a more dynamic sports chassis that also includes adaptive chassis control. It's a little too much technology for me, but if it's your thing, it might not be a bad upcharge to take on. You'll also find you can have electronically adjusted shock absorbers that are button controlled to help control ride height and suspension stiffness. Final thoughts. The production model of this concept could turn out to be a big seller as it provides a bridge between the base GTI and the Golf R. However, with it having close to Golf R power, it has to be priced right or something, either the GTI or the R will be cannibalized as a result. Of course, Volkswagen could produce this as special edition, which is more likely, and could even lead to it coming at a higher cost than the Golf R despite its lower power output. It will be interesting to see what the brand does with this future road-going car, but one thing is for sure, and that is that it's coming. Love it interior as sexy near Golf R power good track-ready options. Leave it exterior as kind of lazy in typical VW fashion. Honeycomb decal should be standard. Front fascia is identical to the standard model references. Read our full review on the 2016 Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR. Read our full review on the 2018 Volkswagen Golf. Read our full review on the 2017 Volkswagen Golf GTI. Read our full review on the 2018 Volkswagen Golf R. Read more Volkswagen news.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.